Welcome to the Genetics of God, where we explore the fascinating connections between science and faith. In this video, we will provide an amazing genetic evidence that reveals the existence of God in Jesus Christ. Get ready to embark on a thought-provoking journey that will transform your perspective in just a few minutes. What you see here is a picture of a DNA molecule, the blueprint of life itself. It consists of two strands that resemble a twisted ladder, forming a double helix. The backbone of these strands is made up of alternating sugar and phosphate groups. Attached to the sugar are four bases: adenine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine, forming the rungs of the ladder. These four letters are called the genetic code, ATCG. I call it the Word. It is the universal engine that drives all life on Earth. In 1953, Nobel Prize winners Watson and Crick made a groundbreaking discovery. That is, they discovered the structure of the DNA. They declared, "We have discovered the secret of life." This means we can call the word of life. But how did this word of life come into existence? Scientists are still puzzled. Now, we may ask an important question, that is, what is the biblical definition of the secret of life? Interestingly, the Bible provides a definition. It refers to it as the Word, or in Greek, the Logos. What did humanity think of the Logos? Greek philosophers considered it as the universal force of reason, a rational explanation, or even the mind of God. The Jews interpreted it as God's divine force or personal expression of God, using the Aramaic word memra in the religious texts. However, the Apostle John raised the word to a higher level. In John 1:1 we read, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." Here, the Word is identified with God Himself, existing before the beginning of time, space, and matter. Meaning, God is eternal, infinite, and immortal. John continues in verse 2, declaring that the Word was in the beginning with God. In verse 3, he reveals that everything was made through this Word, identifying Jesus, the God, as the creator of all things. Then in verse 4, he proclaimed a profound truth. In Him was life. Jesus is not only the creator and giver of life, but encompasses three forms of life: physical or bios, psychological or psyche, and immortal life or zoe. The Word and the universe are intricately connected. Just as the Word is the foundation of life, it is also the foundation of the universe itself. The Word has an eternal existence that predates creation, emphasizing the eternal nature of Jesus Christ. Now, did God leave His fingerprint in DNA and instruct us to seek the truth? Absolutely. When God created life, He implanted this fingerprint, the Word, within DNA. Why did God do this? Because God knew that one day God the Son, Jesus Christ, would manifest in the flesh through the very word of life. That is why in 1 John 1:1, Jesus is referred to as the Word of life, the life-giving Jesus. An important question comes to our mind. Can the invisible Logos act upon the visible Word of life and manifest itself in the flesh? Can the Logos become physical life? In other words, can God become man? The answer is a resounding yes. This remarkable truth unfolded 2,000 years ago in a manger in the backyard part of the Roman Empire, as recorded by John in John 1:14. The Word became flesh and dwelt among us, full of grace and truth. The Word became flesh. God became man, marking an incomprehensible pathway for God to enter humanity. This is the ultimate paradigm or the truth. This paradigm shifting discovery reveals the simple fact that the historically manifested Jesus of Nazareth is none other than the image of the invisible God. What did we learn from this presentation? Theology foretold the manifestation of God in the flesh, and science has confirmed it. Indeed, in its own way, the science of genetics discovered God in Jesus. Thank you for watching. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more thought-provoking content. Stay tuned for part 2, where we will explore additional evidence that further illuminates and connects science and God. Until then, keep seeking the truth of our Savior, the Word, the world, and the world yet to come.